So how did Hollywood forget how to market movies? Because movies used to be events. If you're old like me, you remember maybe Phantom Menace, Return of the King, some of the Harry Potter sequels that came out, and there were lines out the door, like literally just people camped out overnight to see these things. I know what you're thinking, okay, those are franchises, man, that doesn't count. But then you have to explain E.T., Ghostbusters, Sixth Sense, Titanic. All of these had massive, lines, packed theaters across the nation, and no IP, no franchises. People just showed up. So what changed? Well, a lot changed, but I think the thing that matters the most, the thing that kind of nobody really is talking about that disappeared, and I don't even think Hollywood is really admitting this yet, is that they had a magic marketing tactic that for 80 years just worked for them. It was basically free. You bought a ticket, you sat down, and the lights dimmed. Then for 15 minutes, you watched trailers. The screen was massive, it was unskippable, the sound was blasting, and you were just staring at the screen, maybe trying to talk to your friend, but it was massive and in your face. You're watching a horror movie, you get horror trailers. You're watching a kids movie, you get kids trailers with like a rom-com thrown in for the moms or something like that. It was perfect targeting, people who love buying movies and go to the theaters, and it was unskippable, and it was at the exact moment when you're happy to be at the theater. It was the perfect marketing thing. And it worked so well that theaters could afford to get fancy with the spices and do clever marketing tactics, like what Chalamet's trying to do with Marty Supreme right now, or like the clever Nosferatu billboards, or The Dark Knight literally did fake press conference rallies for Harvey Dent back in the day. But I think the truth is that the blunt force marketing was done by those trailers, and that they just claimed the success of the clever marketing tactics. They were like, oh, we were so smart and we got all these people in seats. But the real magic was the trailers, and it worked on DVDs, and it kind of worked on HBO and Showtime until streaming blew the whole thing apart. But there's good news. While movie studios are still scrambling to try and figure out how to get $7 million Super Bowl commercials or do clever, even more clever things, indie filmmakers, like the movies we've been talking about, Monsters of Man, Thunder Road, Hundreds of Beavers, all these movies have been quietly making a good trailer and spending money on ads to get that trailer in front of people who like movies like that movie. It's super boring, it's not sexy, it's not clever, but all those movies I've mentioned basically made back triple their budget at least doing that, and other things too, but the lion's share was just that. And Hollywood has never really been forced to learn this. Indie filmmakers have, because they still have the money to buy out Times Square, the money to run a Super Bowl ad for millions of dollars. Which to me means that the playing field is kind of level for the first time ever, and I know they spend a lot more money than we do, but they're still using the same tactic that works. You need a good trailer, you need a little bit of money, and you need a way for people to buy immediately, not in months, so that they buy impulse right now. And to me, the playing field has never been more level, and I think that's why people are on the wait list for the platform I'm building, and we have 1,000 filmmakers on there. This turned into an ad. I'm going to stop before I start selling stuff.